This is not normally a style that I would reach out and go for, but
True.
It obviously piqued your curiosity, piqued your interest in some way as we were kind of starting the conversation of like, well, we know we're going to do this one beer later in the week. Is there anything else you have?
Right.
And this was one of the few that you mentioned. So did it just become available or what?
No, it's been around. We just, for whatever reason, we just started to carry it again.
Okay.
Actually, we had never had this one. We'd had two others, and this one came in. But kind of following along our last two podcasts, which were things we had never tried before.
Right.
We've had cream ales. We've had this style before, but not on a podcast.
No, we have not. So for this Give It a Shot, we're having a cream ale from Prescott Brewing. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Keith. And we are AboutBeverages.com. And the beverage that we are about today is the Lodgepole Light Cream Ale from Prescott Brewing Company, or Prescott. We had some debate about this, but everything
I'm sure you're correct. I was just giving you a hard time.
So you want to say it a little bit differently, but Prescott Brewing Company out of Prescott, Arizona. So a local beer.
Yeah, definitely not directly local to us. It'd be quite a drive for us, but I was able to find this graphic right here, which is their logo. Their website leaves a little something to be desired.
Right.
Which is always a little frustrating when you're someone like us that are trying to find some graphics and picture. We're trying to, promote, display, talk about these different things. So that was a little bit of a goofy thing. They do have some kind of pre-drawn picture things of their beers directly, but they're, like I said, again, they're still not the greatest. So anyway, we went with the logo. The can, which I would be more than happy to show you, is unfortunately...
Even in the new setup of the room.
I know we've moved the setup around.
A way to get it.
Oh, there we go.
It's angled.
It's a little angled. So that's what the can looks like. It's the Lodgepole Light, as you said.
Lodgepole Light.
It took us a little bit of finding because it's amazing. On the side of this can right here that Phil Collins is staring at,
yes,
it says a lot of information.
Information you don't normally find on
carbs,
a beer can.
proteins, calories.
Yes,
all these things that apparently are very popular with the beer drinkers. I guess. ABV?
You couldn't find it, but we were kind of in a rush. Maybe it's still there.
That's very possible.
We're going to give it a quick
But
look.
we were able to find it 4.5%, which makes sense.
At least
for a
according
cream ale.
to Untapped.
That's correct. Yeah, according to Untapped.
Did I say Untapped? Untapped.
It's both of those things. It's on tap and it's untapped.
Untapped.
It's both of those things. No, Untapped is the name of the service that we use for that kind of stuff.
But actually, so this week when we were out on Saturday, I tried a sample of a cream ale. The Cali Creamin' by Mother Earth, which has
that's right,
and which was supposed to taste like cream soda, which it actually did kind of have a cream soda note.
Okay.
Today, like I said,
the name on that I'm not a huge fan of.
Well, I think it's supposed to be like California Dreamin'.
I get where they're going for it, but it sounds kind of like a little pornographic title.
Yeah, it does.
California Creamin'? Like, are you kidding?
That's true.
That's something else.
And then today, because I thought about this, I ran into Kathy. We were talking about that earlier.
Oh yeah,
on our
exactly.
live stream, and because that was a beer that I know we remember that name. That had the Nathan Hale Cream Ale.
Yeah, I remember that from, like I said, 20 years ago. I still remember that beer. Like I said, at least that was one of my first forays into getting into craft beer.
Yeah.
Like I said, up until then, you'd had just your other things. So I in some ways appreciate that was like. I was able to, like, oh, this is different. This is better. Like I said, I wasn't an IPA or anything like that. As this beer will attest to, it's interesting when
Go ahead.
I was going to say, it's interesting when the information they give you on a beer, they tell you that, hey, this is light bodied. You're like, okay, I get that. And then like, don't expect any hops because there isn't any in here. It's like, it was almost very aggressive 2 sentences in a row of like, no hops, no hops. Please don't look for hops.
Well, so this style, the cream ale, generally brewed to be light and refreshing.
Okay.
And malt flavor is usually subdued.
So maybe this might fit into the ballpark category. Maybe this might fit into the pool beer that we talk about.
Lawnmower, ballpark, could be in all.
Lawnmower.
Those. Well, like the Kolsch, remember it's called the lawnmower beer because it's lower in alcohol and light, as you're working outside.
Gotcha.
Outside.
Okay.
Yeah, not climb up on the ladder on the outside, but
no, I hope not.
Don't do that.
No, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Although the alcohol is pretty low, you're probably fine.
Yeah.
As you can see. Whoops, let's go right. I don't know. There's nothing great. I'll go in front. There we go, right there. Very light.
Yeah, that's not bad.
They're correct.
Yeah.
Honey? Not even quite honey. It's lighter than that.
Yeah, it is.
It's
clear.
okay.
Easy.
It's a strong Chardonnay.
Yeah, it would be a strong Chardonnay.
Like if you've got a good oaky Chardonnay, you might have some of that color in there.
Yeah.
It's a little darker than what you're seeing on screen right now.
That's right.
Okay. It smells a little off-brand Kolsch.
Okay.
Like it's like a lesser than version of a good, like I said, and I will enjoy that style. Like I said, even though that is a lighter style, it can kind of be, because it's a lot of times, if you're getting a good one, usually you import something, so it's a little more expensive for what you're getting out of that beer. But one that is done well, I think you can still appreciate, even though it doesn't have all of the other aromatics of an IPA or other things that you nowadays seem to be people are making. But yeah, it's like that. It smells like, that maybe they were going for a Kolsch and that just didn't work out.
Mild
like I'm not
Kolsch.
sure. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, well,
let's try it.
Here's mud in your eye.
Just wish there was a different term besides cream ale for this kind of beer.
Okay, because it's not really creamy.
It just doesn't. Yeah, I know it's supposed to be lighter, so I know, and I'm sure it originated centuries ago, but it just. But I knew what we were in for coming into. I think
I knew what we were in for.
Well, no, I think a restrained Kolsch is a great description. Actually, there's almost a heavy on the back of my tongue though. There's like a little, it's not bitter, but it's like, and it could be like the grapey kind of fruit or something.
I'm not getting as much of that. Like to me, it really felt like you took that kind of style and then squirted a lemon in it.
Oh.
That was kind of what I got, because there was a really strong like lemon fruit sour kind of in the middle of my palate, and then that, finished very clean. It is on the drier side, obviously, because that's what they're going for with this style. But yeah, there's just not a lot of flavor going on, and I can see where it gets its name, and there's no faults to it, so I'm sure it's a good representation of that style. But I don't think it'll ever be for me.
Yeah,
just because there's so many things I've had that can also still be light, refreshing, but then just add that little bit extra, flavor, and you're never going to get that in this style. So if you don't want those other things, then this might be the beer for you. Because like I said, it's clean. There's a little bit of fruit in there, which is nice. It's a good summertime beer, I'm sure. But when it comes down to it, I always want a little bit more. And again, it doesn't need to be a double IPA all the time, but just a little bit, a little something, a little something.
It's kind of thin.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I would agree with all of those things.
You would agree?
For that, at that alcohol, for that situation, I can find something else I personally like better.
Do you happen to remember what the price was?
$8.
Okay.
For
4.
6.
Oh, for 6. Okay.
6 12 ounces, yeah.
6 12-ounce cans.
I think that's a pretty standard price for that.
I would think.
So.
Yeah. In that ballpark.
In the ballpark.
Look what I did there. All right. Well, this may not be to your style. This may not be to your liking. We appreciate that you gave us a chance anyway and watched this. But I'm sure at some point we have probably tried something that you are very interested in or is exactly to your liking. And you're like, oh, that thing, I love it. Well, if you want to find out what that could be, of all the other things we've tried over 10 years now worth of podcasts, off and on, videos, all these different things, our website, AboutBeverages.com, is a great place to go. You can start there. That's where we post all of our new videos and different musings and things like that. But yeah, that's the place to go.
That'll get you started.
Yeah, that'll get you started.
Then from there, you can take leaps and bounds to so many other things. Like, just finding out what we're doing on a weekly basis. Twitter, you can find that. You can check that out. If you want to watch us live stream.
On Thursdays?
Most Thursday nights
at 6:30.
twitch.tv/AboutBeverages.
Mm-hmm.
You've also got, from there, you'll find YouTube as well.
YouTube.
The fledgling startup website.
The fledgling startup, exactly.
That you might, and you can watch us there, or you've got some of the older stuff that's just audio.
I have a few of those up there, yeah.
Well, just audio, there's iTunes.
Yeah, exactly. If all of this, like, whatever's going on here and whatever's going on over there is too much, I get it. I understand. If it's too much, audio. Yeah, audio. iTunes is a great place to do that. And yeah, like you said, Twitter is perfect. All these things. Yep. All of these options. If you want social media stuff, search for About Beverages and you will find us.
That's right.
Wherever there is beers that we're not a fan of and we're suffering, you'll find. I think I've used that a few times, but I love it anyway. But as we always say, whether we like it or not,
You should give it a shot.